It's the last week of Spin to Mordor and I have 2 bobbins to ply and this much left of wool. Let's see how far along I come. So many weeks ago, I mentioned that I was gonna have lots of extra time to be spinning and knitting for larger portions of the day. But boy, was I wrong. Lots of things happened that month when I graduated in October. For one, it was the graduation and there were lots of travels and partying and all sorts of get-togethers, so that prevented me from being at home and having extra time and energy for spinning and knitting. And shortly after the graduation, or shortly before the graduation actually, I got an offer for a new job, which is great. I obviously took the job and I'm very happy with my choice, but that initiated a series of other events that again prevented me from knitting and spinning as much as I had planned. I don't start my new job until next year, but the whole process of changing jobs and having handovers for your current responsibilities and projects, it's quite time intensive and a bit stressful actually. So that's what I've been doing, and I've had long days, so that's where my time has gone. I hope now that things have settled down a bit more and that I've done the most crucial parts, that I will have extra time. The Christmas holiday is also coming up, so that's always nice. I think for this holiday it's important for me to just not do anything and have a clean slate and clean mind before starting a new job. So yeah, it's exciting times, but it comes with some challenges. But I love myself a good challenge, so I am not complaining. Oh, and happy development. One, I met some of the colleagues from my new job, and one of them is really into knitting, and that's a bit exciting because I don't meet a lot of people that are interested in that. Sure, like there's many people that knit here in Norway, but this person was particularly enthusiastic about it, and she's really good at reading patterns. So I'm a little bit excited about that. I am very bad at reading patterns. I think I overthink it and then like confuse myself in the end, and then I mess it up and then the thing comes out like not as expected, especially with advanced techniques and if the book is in another language other than English. But anyway, I can for sure ask her for help, and that would be like really nice. It's encouraging, it is. I just finished plying one of the bobbins, so let's make this into a skein. And that is 2 hours of spinning, another bobbin plied. Now I think I'll take a break for now. I'm a little bit tired of sitting down, but it's still early, so I may come back and finish making this into a skein. And here it is. I had to do it off camera because my phone was not having it anymore. But anyway, that's what I have left, and I have a bit of spinning to do. I think I'll be able to make one more skein. But we'll see. Like, it looks like a small bag, what I have. Let me show you. I have this much left. It doesn't look like much, but I think this will give me a good size skein. Now it's late in the evening now, and I've already done 2.5 hours today. We'll see if I'll continue spinning or if I'll pick up one of my other projects. 2025 has been the year of scarves. I am halfway through this pattern here by Sari Norlund. I can't even pronounce the name of that. And I've been using my leftover yarn. I was using a pink and this silk mohair, but I've run out and now I'm transitioning to this white. And I'm looking forward to wearing this. I've made 2 Sophie scarves prior to this, and I think that is probably my most worn item this year. Like, I wear them every other day and I really don't get tired of them. So that was a surprise because I was not into the Sophie scarf game when the pattern first came out. Like, I resisted it, and yet here I am. So lesson learned. I recently also found out that in about 2 weeks or so, there's going to be a festival. No, festival is wrong. In Norwegian, they call it the Knitters Market, and then there's a bunch of like vendors selling yarn and accessories. I think there's very few that sell fiber. And I have never, ever, ever seen a festival where they actually sell fleeces. Like, that's not a thing here at all. I considered, or I'm considering attending, not to buy yarn, but sometimes you have like the original designers attending and then you can buy patterns without buying a bunch of yarn. So I've considered that, and maybe some like accessories like buttons and things like that. But I haven't made up my mind. It's long ways from where I live. And I do a lot of commuting and traveling for work and otherwise. Like this time of the year, I just want to be in my house the whole day. But it would be nice to do something different. And it is in the weekend, and usually I don't go downtown in the weekends. I just chill in my home. So it might be nice to just stroll around the city and do something new. Just to window shop, maybe. Now, because this is a spin to Mordor, I wanted to share with you the first time I found out about Lord of the Rings, which is to no surprise when I found out that they were going to make a movie out of it. I remember I saw the trailer. What was it, like 2000 or something? And oh wow, I was hooked. And I think the movie was supposed to, or came out during the Christmas season actually, in the year 2000. And all I remember was thinking, there is no way I'm going to see the movie before I read the book. I was so adamant about it. I loved to, or I still love to read quite a lot. But I remember asking my parents for the Lord of the Rings books for Christmas. And I said to them, because we weren't well off, I said to them, I only want these books for Christmas and that's it. Like, you don't need to get me anything else. This is the only thing that I want. And bless them, they gave me the books, and it was like all 3 books in like one thick book like this. And I remember the cover had like the movie cover, and the pages were newspaper thin. They were so thin, super thin, but I was so happy. And I remember thinking, there's no way that I'm gonna watch the movie before I finish the book. And as soon as I got the book, wow, like I was reading day in and day out during the holiday. I could not stop. And I think I was like, 10 or 11 when this happened. And it was the best time of my life. Seriously, I enjoyed reading that book so much, and I was so happy and sad when it ended, because at the time, like, there was no internet back then. At the time I thought that was the end, like there's nothing more to read. But then later I realized, like, you know, you have The Hobbit and everything else before that. And I went to the theater later on. Like, this is how fast I managed to read the book. I think I finished reading it like in 2 weeks or less. And then I begged my mom to take me to the movies, and I would pay for everyone's ticket with my allowance. And we went, and I was in love. And then I remember when the DVD finally came out, I like watched the movie whenever I could on my free time. I know there's a bunch of haters that, you know, despise the movies, especially the Two Towers, and like, what the hell is it with all these side plots? Yeah, okay, I get it. I do. But still, I mean, did you not see Amazon's Rings of Power? Like, what was that? What was that? That was cringe-worthy. Like, I saw it because, you know, I was like, okay, haters gonna hate, I can also hate, but you know, I can be open-minded. Wow, I regretted that. That move was awful. Okay, I was so passionate talking about this subject that I've totally overspun this last section. Okay. And that was the rest of the wool. I have 2 bobbins this size and I've spun 2.5 hours today. I've taken a few breaks in between and that was quite nice. But I think I'll leave it at that for this evening and I'll apply the rest tomorrow. That's 45 minutes of plying for now. I'll leave it at that for now. I have to go eat dinner. I may come back to it and finish this bobbin, but let's see. I have one today and tomorrow left, and that's it. That's it. Since it's the last day of Spin to Mordor, of course, my mic decided to take a break. And now we'll have to do a voiceover. Now today I only managed to spin for 45 minutes because that's all the wool I had left, and that includes making the last of the bobbin into a small skein. And that's it. That's all I can spin now for this challenge because I don't have any more wool. The only other fiber that I have is the silk that I was gifted, but I don't want to begin with that quite yet. I want to make that into its own project. And I'm actually very happy that I had the chance to spin this much now before the silk, because I'm confident that I'll be able to spin much thinner and much more consistently. So I'm a little bit more confident and positive about just going for it without blending the silk with something else. I may still blend it, but I definitely want to do a small batch of it, just pure silk. It's much later in the evening now, and I realized that there was something wrong with the audio. So for everyone's sake, I'm going to redo the summary of this video. This is all I've spun. And I did not meet all of the weekly goals. In total, I am missing 4 hours, which isn't that bad, but you know, a goal is a goal. Next year, I think I will be adjusting the weekly goals a bit to make them a bit more manageable. And if one of you want to join me in this spinning journey, that would be cool. I could even make like an interactive map or something where we can see where we are in Middle Earth during that period of time and how much we've spun, for example. That would be cool. But anyway, I think my main takeaway from this whole spinning journey has been getting better at spinning with this wheel. It goes really fast. My antique wheel goes much slower, which means that I can spin much thinner yarn like this. Like, look at this. This is so even and beautiful and thin. This was my antique wheel. And then you have like chonkers like this. Like, what happened? It just goes way faster. I need a lot more practice, but I'm a lot better than I was before. So but yes, I've done, this is about 500, about between 700 and 800 grams of Southdown, and I'll be using this for a sweater project. We have 250 grams of Icelandic wool and 100 grams of the mohair. I think that was a good run. I did forget to say though, Frodo did not manage to destroy the ring this time around. The light sprang up again, and there, on the brink of the chasm, at the very crack of doom, stood Frodo, black against the glare, tense, erect, but still as if he had been turned to stone. "Master!" cried Sam. Then Frodo stirred and spoke with a clear voice, indeed with a voice clearer and more powerful than Sam had ever heard him use. "I have come," he said, "but I do not choose now to do what I came to do. I will not do this deed. The ring is mine." And suddenly, as he set it on his finger, he vanished from Sam's sight. Middle Earth was still, and the Nazgul, the ring wraiths, with a storm of wings hurled southwards towards Mount Doom. Frodo did not come long before the Nazgul saw him, but it didn't matter anymore. All hope was lost.